Did you know that 1996 was the year the universe doubled in size? Well, not literally, but it was the year the internet became mainstream, and it sure felt like it. Suddenly, we could all connect with each other at the click of a button from the comfort of our own homes. It was like a new frontier had opened up, and we were all explorers, charting the vast expanse of cyberspace. During this year, a little thing called Hotmail made its debut. Remember Hotmail? It was the first web-based email service. No longer did we need a specific software to check our emails. Now, all we needed was a web browser and an internet connection. Oh, how we marveled at the convenience. 1996 was also the year we said hello to Ask Jeeves. Yes, Jeeves, the digital butler who tried his best to answer all our queries. While his responses weren't always accurate, he was the forerunner of the search engines we can't live without today. Google, Bing, Yahoo, they all owe a tip of the hat to our friend Jeeves. But the year wasn't just about the internet. It was also the year DVDs were introduced. Remember the thrill of watching your favorite movie in crystal clear quality without the fuzziness of VHS tapes? DVDs revolutionized home entertainment, giving us the ability to pause, rewind, and fast forward with ease. Not to mention the bonus features. Who can forget the joy of watching deleted scenes and bloopers for the first time? In a nutshell, 1996 brought us into a new age of connectivity and entertainment. It was a year of innovation and change that set the stage for the digital world we live in today. The internet became our universe and DVDs our galaxies. So in 1996, the universe expanded and our world got a lot smaller. Remember the Macarena? Of course you do. 1996 was the year this infectious dance craze swept the world, and we're still trying to forget it. But the Macarena wasn't the only thing that got us moving. Pop culture was bursting at the seams with unforgettable moments. Let's start with the big screen. 1996 was the year we looked up to the skies and saw not stars but alien spaceships. Independence Day crash-landed into our cinemas and into our hearts, with Will Smith punching aliens and Jeff Goldblum hacking into extraterrestrial technology with a 90s laptop. Talk about a tech geek's dream. And speaking of the supernatural, while we were busy watching aliens on screen, a certain teenage witch was casting spells on the small screen. Sabrina the Teenage Witch made its magical debut, with Melissa Joan Hart charming us into a world of talking cats and quirky aunts. It was a delightful blend of the ordinary and the extraordinary, the mundane and the magical. Meanwhile, on the music front, 5 British girls stormed the charts in our hearts with their debut single. Wannabe by the Spice Girls was everywhere, and we were all about girl power and platform shoes. With catchy lyrics and an even catchier tune, the Spice Girls made sure that we knew what they really, really wanted. But let's not forget about the literary world. 1996 was the year George R.R. Martin introduced us to the epic saga Game of Thrones. With its intricate plot and complex characters, it was a book that redefined the fantasy genre. And who could have predicted the cultural phenomenon it would become? So, 1996 was a year of aliens, witches, spicy girls, and a deadly dance. What a time to be alive. In 1996, a little game called Pokémon was released. It was a simple game about catching creatures in balls, and it only caused a global obsession. This Japanese sensation introduced us to a world of pocket monsters and ignited a passion for collecting and battling that still thrives today. Trading cards, TV shows, movies, merchandise, and more all sprouted from this one game, turning Pikachu and friends into international icons. But it wasn't just Pokémon causing a stir in the gaming world. 1996 was also the year Nintendo decided to up the ante with the Nintendo 64, a console that changed the landscape of gaming forever. This was the era of 3D graphics and analog controls, introducing us to classics like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. It was a time when video games started to feel less like games and more like immersive, interactive experiences. And if you were more into virtual pets than virtual worlds, 1996 had you covered too. The Tamagotchi, a small egg-shaped computer, gave kids the chance to feed, play with, and care for their very own digital creature. It was a responsibility, a toy, and a status symbol all rolled into one. Just remember to feed it, or else. But it wasn't all fun and games. 1996 was also the year we were introduced to Dolly the sheep, the first mammal cloned from an adult cell. This scientific breakthrough sparked a heated debate about the ethics and implications of cloning, a conversation that continues to this day. Dolly was a game changer in the science world, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. So, 1996 gave us pocket monsters, virtual pets, and cloned sheep. Just another average year, right? Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to acknowledge the impact of these game changers. Pokémon not only revolutionized gaming, but also transformed the way we view and engage with pop culture. The Nintendo 64 introduced us to the magic of 3D gaming, while the Tamagotchi taught us the responsibility of caring for another life, albeit a digital one. And let's not forget Dolly the sheep, who pushed the boundaries of scientific discovery and challenged our ethical norms. These pivotal moments have shaped our world in ways we often take for granted. So, next time you catch a Pokémon, play a 3D video game, or hear about the latest advancements in cloning, remember 1996. It was more than just an average year. It was a year that changed our lives forever. Thanks for taking this trip back in time with us. Stay tuned for more fascinating facts from the past.